Hey everyone, as you can see, I'm not in my normal spot today. To be honest, it's late at night. I forgot to make a video and I'm too lazy to go over to my normal spot, so I'm just going to be making this one for you. But today, what we're going to be looking at is tier ranking the current belt designs in the WWE. So there's quite a few, because there's quite a few belts. This one I was using had a few belts that no longer exist anymore, such as the Raw and SmackDown women's titles and the women's NXT women's tag team titles. But I replaced them with the new women's championships, and there's no new NXT title, tag team title for the women. So there's one less than there normally would be. However, doesn't matter. They're in a separate section. Let's get started. So first up, we're going to start with the big ones. Roman Reigns, black undisputed WWE title. I think this belt has a design that makes you think, oh wow, that's an important belt. It's all gold, and the black strap gives it a lot of good, power behind it in a sense. I think it's a very good design. Next, we're going to go Seth Rollins World Heavyweight Championship. I think this belt is designed beautifully. Like the artistry that's in there is just really well done, and it fits well on the black strap. So this is going to go right next to Roman. A little below him, I think the basic WWE one looks a little more title esque. So the order does matter here. Next, we're going to the women's world title, the one that Io Sky currently holds, because the names get confused every 2 seconds. I think this, obviously, it's the same design as Roman's belt. However, I think the white strap kind of downgrades it. I think it looks much better with the black strap, and I believe the same by the World Heavyweight Championship. So they're both going to go in solid. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying that it doesn't look as impactful with the white strap. Okay, next up, we're moving on to the Intercontinental Championship. This is obviously a prestigious belt that comes with an okay design that I think belongs somewhere in the solid section. So we're going to say right here, right in the middle. Because the little globes on the side actually make you think, oh, because intercontinental means between the continents. Ha ha ha. How funny. Next up, we have the United States Championship, and honestly, this is one of my favorite title belts in the company because it's one of the only title belts that has a 3D aspect to it. If you look at almost any of the other belts, the world titles, the tag titles, the NXT titles, they're flat, basically. Only the World Heavyweight Championships have any other 3D effect. But with the US title, so it's flat, but then you get the world's US and champion to pop out, and then the eagle comes out almost completely. And it looks really nice, and I love the design. It's the gold makes me think title, and honestly, for that reason, I think it's better than the older one, but I could see you liking either one. Then the worst belts, easily the tag titles. Is a bad design. At the very least, go back to the copper and black. The branded titles, because they're on both shows, it doesn't really matter anymore. So what I expected and I wanted them to do was when not Cody and Sammy and Kevin won them all the way back at Mania. I was like, oh, okay, since they're the faces, they're going to split the titles, right? They never did. Now it's just kind of boring. So I'm a little mad about that, and I think the show-based design should go away. Lastly, the women's tag titles. They're an okay belt for a bad division. Solid design. I think that the current champs, Chelsea and Piper, are doing what they can, but that division is not amazing, to say the least. I want it to be better, but what are you going to do? Next, we have the NXT titles. They're pretty evenly balanced. I think the white strap actually doesn't hinder the women's version at all. I think in actuality, they're almost on par with one another. I do think they are both in the solid design section, but I think it looks good. So let's put them both in the solid design section right there. Boop and boop. All right. Would I put them there? Let me think. See, I really like this design, so I think that'll be number one. Then probably say like that. Okay, next up we have the NXT North American Championship, the brown one. And it's inventive, it's a little odd, but looks pretty good. I'll put it in the very good design. I wouldn't say it's top tier. However, it's a very cool and inventive, leather. It looks awesome. Lastly, we have the NXT tag titles. I really like these belts. I actually think I'm going to put them in the top two along with the US title. I just think the belt is designed. You see, I have a type for what hexagonal title designs, I guess. But nonetheless, I think it looks like it should. It says NXT, it says tag titles, it works perfectly as a belt, and it looks dope with the black strap. So that's my ranking. Very quick, very simple. I just wanted to tell you guys all this. And you know what? Matter of fact, I'll put in the no longer existing belts too. The women's version, very good. I think yet again the white strap, bit of a hindrance, and the women's titles, I guess mid can be their location. I think they're a little better because the color of the brand isn't as prominent, so it doesn't hinder it as much as the tag titles did. So that's the video. I have the US and NXT tag titles in the best designs, while the Undisputed and World Heavyweight Championships are in very good, along with the women's NXT women's tag titles and the NXT North American Championship. In the solid design section are both NXT World titles, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley's championships. No, because this could be seen in the future, and inevitably they're going to lose, I can't say that, so I'm going to rewind the solid design section. And in the solid design section are both of the NXT World titles and both of the Women's World titles on the main roster, along with the Intercontinental and Women's Tag titles. In mid are the old Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships, respectively, and in bad are the current undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Do you think I had a good ranking? Do you think this is completely backwards? Are you a big fan of these red and blue tag titles? I don't know how, but you do you, I guess. Have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, good whenever you're watching this, and goodbye.